Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Wish You Were a Beer Show. Thank you so much for stopping by and joining us. If you're unfamiliar with us, this is a live beer review show that we do every Thursday night here at 8 p.m. Eastern. It streams here on YouTube. You can also find it on Twitter and Facebook. So make sure you go into the About section, give us all the likes and subscribes, and do all the things that Twitch stream 14-year-olds tell you to do.
It's fair.
It is fair.
Like, subscribe.
Correct.
Smash the subscribe.
Visit all of our social medias. Make sure you stop by there. And then also make sure you go to our website, wishyouwerebeershow.com. We've got a merch section. Check it out. Find anything you like. Purchase it. It does a lot of good things for us. But other than that, I'm Daniel. This is Tiffany. That's Phil. We're going to be jumping into things a little quickly tonight because we do have a guest with us this evening. So we're going to try to get them on board sooner rather than later.
I think they're on board, but we just need to bring.
We're going to try to get them on camera.
Yeah.
Sooner rather than later. And good to see you, Marcus. Thanks for coming by, bud.
That's the wrong one.
And good to see you as well, Vero. You know, like I haven't seen you in forever, Vero. Yeah.
I asked everyone in the comment section what their favorite mythical creature was besides Gabriel's wife. So,
oh, that's where this one came from then.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I missed that.
That's where Vero said dragons. What else we got? Gabriel says Krampus.
No one said Bigfoot.
No one has said Bigfoot yet.
That's ridiculous.
That is a question in the poll, whether or not you believe in Bigfoot. So we answer that as well, so we know.
Well, I mean, obviously, you can't not believe in him just because you haven't seen him. Otherwise,
speaking of creatures in the woods,
would be dead.
Speaking of creatures in the woods, I saw Cocaine Bear.
Oh, how was it?
Oh my god, it was ridiculous.
It has to be, and I want to see it.
It just reminds me of Sharknado. Like, it's like, why are we making this movie?
No. It's so much better. It's not a sci-fi cheesy thing. Like, it's a legit movie, and it's fantastic.
And that's Ray Liotta's last movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Elizabeth Banks directed it and, like, put it all together. So it's got, like, her, like, humor that you kind of want. Like, you equally, like, are horrified and laugh at the same exact time.
God, I love it.
It's gory, but you laugh at the gore. Like, it's ridiculous. And
I'm okay with this.
Yeah, I was very excited about it.
It's right up my alley. Two things I love most in this world: cocaine and bears, and they put them in the same film.
Ridiculous.
So, that being said, Phil, like I said, let's jump into some things because I do want to make sure that we give our guest his due time without cutting him short. Tonight we're doing a beer out of Rocky Mount, North Carolina. It is called Hydra. It's a West Coast, and it's from Mythic Brewing, which I'm excited about. I found this by accident, and they're actually, not terribly far from us down in Carolina. So I'm excited to try this one. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I like the can art. I know Phil's going to have some issues with it, but
I hope I don't have issues because we're going to see a lot of it tonight.
I think that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Everyone will understand short.
Yeah. But like I said, I am excited. We've got one of the owners with us this evening who's going to chat with us. But I do believe Phil has, I assume, put together some type of Google imagery of this place.
Oh, yeah. Whatever I could find on Google is in this video.
God, I love it.
Here we go.
Great video.
We were jamming.
Welcome in, Chaz. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So
Definitely excited.
Yeah, tell everybody what you do for Mythic Brewing, who you are in the process.
Well, I am the powerless figurehead and beer namer. I do a lot of the paperwork and the taxes, all the really fun stuff that goes along with the brewery that everyone is just envious about. None of the brewing or customer facing bartending. No, it's behind the scenes stuff. It's a lot of fun.
Very cool.
I'm one of the owners. I also am the delivery driver. I do some sales. I try to jump in on production days as much as possible, but unfortunately, that's where I want to be the most, and it's where I am the least. So
that sounds pretty accurate for a business owner. So
just a stack of paperwork on my desk.
Nice.
Yeah.
So wait, when you said you are the person who does all the names, do you really you pick all the names for every beer?
I would say like 95% of them. Yeah.
Do you give everyone else an option, or you just?
Oh yeah. Though names are thrown out at me all the time, and a lot of them are kind of inspired by what some of our employees or customers say, but ultimately it's just kind of random. They just kind of come to me.
Nice.
But yeah, some of our beers have been named by staff. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously, like we saw in the picture there, I mean, from a Mythic standpoint, I loved like your whole series, like the Bigfoot can, the Nessie can, like those look fantastic.
Yeah, those are fun.
Yeah. Funny story. Those actually are not ours.
What?
I hate to burst your bubble.
Whose are they?
I'm not sure. That was my first time.
Another Mythic Brewing. You literally brought my greatest fear to life.
You're welcome.
Those videos together, I'm always like, this isn't anyone who works there. What is this? Isn't the actual brewery?
Yeah. Well, I'm terrified of cocaine bears, so you return the favor by bringing that to light.
I love it.
We do a lot of mythological creatures. We do a lot of nostalgia kind of throwback stuff. Tiffany is a mythological creature.
Yeah, two-beer Tiffany.
Tiffany.
She is a wild animal.
Yeah.
And since we are a family company, we do a lot of beer names that are kind of inspired by or named after family in some way, or some of our friends or staff's friends or whatever we're feeling, really.
Yeah, very cool. So how long?
I saw 4 great beers with great names and great canner. Just saying.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to steal all of them.
Yeah. So how long have you been brewing, Chaz?
I started home brewing. I know, classic story, right? Probably 2015 or 16. I lived with my cousin, my business partner, and I was waiting tables. He works at Fidelity Investments. I came home from one of my late shifts, and he was brewing beer on the stovetop. And I actually sat down right then and there, first beer, and named a bunch of beers and came up with a brand and all that stuff. And then we found the Rocky Mount Mills, and yeah, it snowballed from there.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
Very cool, man.
Very fun.
Well, I know we've got some time pressures a little bit, so I think we should go ahead and start getting into maybe some history and facts.
You did it so early, I wasn't even ready for
it. So again, just a reminder, this is the portion of the show where we're going to do a little bit of trivia. We just like the history and facts slide so much that we started using originally that we'll never get rid of it. So, and again, tonight we are doing history and facts and trivia on a beer called Hydra. It's a West Coast, and it is from Mythic Brewing out of North Carolina.
Yes.
So roll that beautiful bean footage. I don't know if I can say that publicly. Like, do you get sued for that?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, he's a dog. He's not going to sue me.
Okay.
Okay.
True or false? Mythic has opened 3 tap rooms in 4 years.
Ooh. So I actually cheated a little bit with some of this information, and by that I mean I actually did a little bit of research. So I know this answer. So I'm gonna let Phil answer.
And then everyone in the chat.
I assume Vero's gonna answer before Phil can, and then Phil will be like, "Oh, that's weird. I was gonna say the same thing."
I'll just say true right away.
Okay.
Good, because Vero's already answered. He says true as well.
I'm not in the comment section. I don't see it. I mean, I'm going true here just because you started brewing in 2016. I know you've got 3 tap rooms, so years to when you started brewing ratio, this seems like a true question or an answer to me.
I'm okay with that.
Look at you and your deductive
Yeah,
reasoning.
well done.
So proud of you.
My brain did math today.
All right, Chaz, give us the correct answer there, bud.
That actually is true. Yes.
Which is kind of crazy when I read that. Like 3 tap rooms in
Yeah.
4 years is kind of nuts.
Yeah. So, well, we have the original tap room in Rocky Mount. That one was expected.
Yep.
And then 2019, we had a plan on opening in Zebulon, which is in between Rocky Mount and Raleigh. And then something in 2022 or 2020 kind of, stalled that.
Oh, Biden got elected.
No idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, so Zebulon was delayed a lot, and then one of our accounts out by Emerald Isle, actually, the owner posted on Facebook saying he was selling. So he was selling his bar. So I shot him a text. I said, "Hey, take the post down. Let's talk. If it's right for us, we'll buy it. If not, then put the Facebook post back up." So we met with him. The price was too good to say no to, and we had just gotten a disaster relief loan, so
True story.
perfect time to pick it up. So we that tap room was out of nowhere. We actually brought on one of my best friends from college to run it. Had zero experience in beer or service industry at all. He actually worked with me at Moe's for about 4 days, Moe's Southwest Grill. So that's his full industry experience. And I texted him at like 3 a.m. and I said, "Hey, hypothetically, if we bought a bar at the beach, would you want to run it?" And he was like, "Yeah, okay." So he picked up and moved and went to the beach, and now he's doing a great job. He's the biggest one that's surprised about him doing a good job, but here we are.
Oh, that's crazy though, man. I mean, like that 3 tap rooms in 4 years with a single brand is pretty impressive. I got to be honest.
It's been fun. It's been a big learning experience, and it all happened at once. And I mean, the past 6 to 8 months, we're seeing more people come back after the pandemic, and it's been just insane.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Oh, it's a great thing. Yeah.
No,
Happy to see people again.
I don't know anything about North Carolina, so where are you comparatively, and then like where are all these tap rooms? Are they far away from each other? Or is this something you can kind of get to, like pretty easy?
I live in Raleigh, so it's pretty much the center of the state. Rocky Mount is like an hour northeast. It's on its way to Virginia. It's like maybe 30, 45 minutes from Virginia. Zebulon is pretty much exactly halfway between the two, so 30 minutes from our initial tap room. And then Cedar Point, that's the town that the beach one is located in. I always just say Emerald Isle as reference, but it's like 2.5 hours from Rocky Mount. So that one's kind of like a little island sitting out on the beach.
Yeah, very cool.
Nice.
It's a really fun bar. It's kind of like intentional divey treehouse clubhouse kind of vibes to it.
Is that the one that's listed as the cave?
No, that's the one in Zebulon.
That's the Zebulon. Okay, yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
A little bit more. So, does each one have its own kind of style, or does Mythic Brewing kind of have a go-to style? I guess.
Well, that's something we've been trying to figure out. Really, we kind of landed on fruited sours as our kind of bread and butter. We do a really fun one that's just called slushies, and it kind of rotates flavors. We started with blue raspberry. We've done watermelon, pina colada, Code Red. I can't say what kind of soda that is, but I think you know what Code Red means.
Correct.
And it's been a really fun beer style that's kind of like put us on the map for fruited slushies or fruited sours. And then we also have one called Love's Orange Soda. That's just an orange creamsicle sour it sells out in hours.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
That's fun one. So we're kind of just leaning into the fruited sour thing, which a lot of breweries are doing now, but we do it the best.
It works, might as well.
I know a bunch of breweries near us. They love to hate their slushy machines.
Yeah.
Because they sell, but they're always like, this isn't what I want to do. Like this isn't beer.
Funny, like my favorite beer from a business side is the slushies, but my favorite beer from the non-business side is always the beer that sits around for a month.
Right. Yeah. It's like the one that you're like, I poured your heart and soul into, and then
Rye Killer beer that is my favorite beer right now, but it's no one's favorite beer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right,
let's do.
Okay, Mythic Brewing distributes to which states? Pick all that apply: South and North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland.
Okay, I did a lot of research this week.
I know you did.
So I've cheated. Normally, I am the court idiot on these, but I actually read because I learned how recently.
Proud of you.
Yeah, Scott's going all of the above, or he's also learning how to spell. A, B, C.
He's getting there. Last week he only said ABC, so he's learned a new letter this week.
This is true. This is true. What do you think, Phil?
I'm just going to go with B and C here. You said Virginia enough. That kind of makes me go, there's probably something there. And North Carolina I'm going with. And I just have this feeling you're not in South Carolina for no reason other than I just have a feeling.
Okay.
That's just my feeling on it. So I'm going just B and C here because no one wants to be in Maryland.
This is a true story. All right, Chaz.
Yeah, that was spot on. Yeah, you read me like a book. I've been kind of reaching out to South Carolina distributors just to test the waters kind of, but yeah, Virginia started November of last year, I want to say. Our old head brewer is actually from Virginia, so he knows the Pretty Ugly guys and he knows a bunch of people up there. So we just heard good things about Pretty Ugly, which we've learned that are all true. They're pretty awesome. Yep. So yeah, we just started that. We started off with just cans, just package, just because we were worried about getting kegs back. Cooperage is always hard to keep track of.
This is true.
But March we're gonna start sending some kegs up there.
Very nice.
Awesome.
So I might actually be able to get you on draft somewhere then. That'll be cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or you could just drive like a little ways. You're not that far.
I mean, we were in North Carolina 2 years ago? No, last summer for the Untapped Festival.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we were in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed the Untapped Fest last year. It was the same day as our anniversary. I was bummed because that Untapped Fest is a lot of fun.
Yeah. We had a really good time with it. There was a lot of good breweries.
Definitely warm.
A whole lot of Carolina breweries, which was great. So
I love that brewers hate Untapped and yet they go to the Untapped Festival.
I mean,
it's going.
You got to sell beer.
Yeah.
A lot of beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, the first year I went, it rained very heavily, and a lot of people left, including a lot of the breweries.
Yeah,
and we stuck it out for maybe an hour and a half, and when it came back, we were one of the few left. So we flew through beer after that.
Yeah. I believe it, man. Yeah, I would have. You can't. If you're at a beer festival, man. Who cares if it rains? Hang out.
We just dropped our tent down and sampled ourselves.
Yeah, pretty much. Well,
see you guys later.
We brought it. We might as well drink it, right?
Exactly.
Less to carry out.
Right.
Maybe we can't carry it, but
true story.
We'll try.
They're lighter with less beer in them.
Yes.
Valid.
All right.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, next question is question 3.
Right. What you know that means?
What does it mean?
You tell me, Phil. I assume you've done this show before.
Let's open up this beer and get a few samples in before we get into our review section, so we're not just basing it off first impression.
Correct. So we're gonna sip on this beer throughout the rest of trivia, so that we can get a nice full picture of it.
I'm just gonna spill a little of it because that's what I like to do.
I'm also pretty bad at that. That's why Tiffany's pouring the beer.
I have to admit I've been so right now the Heineken Regatta is happening here. So Chaz, I'm in St. Martin. I live down here, and I've been out drinking Heinekens all day. So I am looking forward to some beer with something more to it.
Way to wreck your palate, Phil.
Well, it was earlier today. It's already 9 something here.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's the regatta. It's like a day event. So I'm very excited at something that is an Heineken. Let's go into question 3.
Let's do it.
All right. True or false? Mythic was founded by 2 cousins and a man simply known as Squatch.
I didn't read this one, but I do want it to be true just because I want there just to be like the most random character who started the brewer. Like he's kind of a myth. He's never really there, and that's Squatch.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say true.
Yeah, I'm going to go true on this as well. We saw the Sasquatch in the video, as long as that was actually the brewery.
Probably not, Phil. Wrong hands.
Who knows? So I think there's definitely a Sasquatch aspect to this. And there we go. Vero, who always has every answer correct, says true. So Chaz, tell us the story behind this one.
Yeah, so Squatch is actually my dad. He's a big hairy dude that no one's called him by his name in years. Even people at his office call him Squatch or Sasquatch. He's this big hairy Harley riding dude, and our first brand was actually not Mythic. We rebranded during COVID.
Okay.
And the first brand was very Sasquatch heavy. So when we rebranded, we wanted to keep the mythological aspect with Sasquatch being the OG. So we, took on Mythic and added a whole bunch of Squatch's friends, all the mythological creatures. But yeah, Squatch is my dad, Sasquatch.
Very cool.
For it.
So just like a mythical creature, he's rarely around for you.
Yeah, he likes to call himself the loud, silent partner or mascot. He's an accountant by trade, so he helps us skirt the IRS whenever possible.
I love it. I love it.
Gabriel would like to know if you are Squatch Junior.
Do people call you Squatch Junior?
I don't know if you're familiar with Tenacious D, but yeah, I'm the son of Sasquatch. Yeah.
I'm for it.
Very familiar. So
you have a beard. I accidentally hit it with the wrong edge guard on Friday, so it's gone, unfortunately. But
yeah. Now you just look like you're gonna pull me over.
Yeah. It's not
Farva.
Give me some cola.
That's fantastic. All right, well, let's get into this last question so that we can talk about the spear. I know, but we're 21 minutes, so let's get into this.
Yeah,
one.
we have 2 more questions.
Okay.
Rocky Mountain Mills, the location of Mythic's OG tap house, is home to what else? The second oldest cotton mill, the tiniest tiny house, the largest tobacco pipe, or the 4th oldest mine?
It's going to be the largest tobacco pipe.
Yeah,
it's in North Carolina. It's got to be the largest tobacco pipe.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to go with, but I could be wrong, but it fits the bill. Could be the oldest mine. I mean, Rocky Mount area in general could be that as well. Yeah, I'm going to go with the tobacco pipe.
Feels weird if you're the 4th oldest. Like, that's not even something you label,
I mean, I don't know.
Who cares if you're the 4th oldest?
Maybe. Crap, it's a second mill. Fine.
We are known for tobacco, but we're also known for cotton.
Yeah, true story.
It's kind of
it's actually been burned down a few times. Sherman's March to the Sea in the Civil War, he actually burnt down the mills where we're located. So it's got a lot of Civil War era history to it, the good and the bad.
Yeah, I was going to swap some Civil War history for you, right?
I mean, Sherman burned it down. That's a good thing. So
yeah, true.
Actually, Martin Luther King Jr. gave a dry run of his I Have a Dream speech at the Rocky Mountain Mills.
Really
interesting.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I was reading about like the Rocky Mountain Mills and how it's like 82 acres, whatever, and it's got all these different tiny houses, which is where I got that idea. And like all this really cool stuff. So it definitely looks like a really awesome like tourist location to like go check out. So and apparently there's
tiny homes that are always high demand, always rented out.
Yeah.
The entire place is open container. There's 4 other breweries, so you can kind of just grab a beer, walk around, go see our neighbors.
Speaking my language now.
I know.
So
I put it on the to-do list.
I love it. All right, let's get to this last question so we can talk about this beer.
All right. The classic West Coast IPA originated to pair well with what hops? Vic Secret and Nelson, Cascade, Chinook, Fuggle, Chinook, Amarillo, and Sterling, or Cascade, Chinook, and Centennial?
I also know this answer, so I'm going to let Phil tackle this.
Yeah, I got no idea here. So I'm just going to say D.
Okay. Solid
Yeah.
guess.
Solid D.
Very solid D. Yes. Speaking of the tenacious D. So yeah, Phil, you are correct. It is D.
Yeah. I did not think about this question, but it makes a lot of sense. And actually, when I sent the questions over to Chaz, he was like, also didn't really think about it, but it makes sense. But
yeah, I do hear about the 3 C's hops when it comes to West Coast.
Yep.
Yeah.
The big 3, yeah.
I just love that Chaz's response to me was this, like, by the way, the India part of India Pale Ale might not be true. Like little, like, hey, Tiffany, nice to meet you. By the way, I'm going to blow your mind. And then it just, like, kept going.
I don't know. I told that story once and someone was like, that's bullshit, right? And I was like, oh, sure.
Yeah.
I've heard both either way. I don't know. It's either true or not true.
He was like, I graduated from ECU. I don't know much.
I didn't graduate.
Even better.
Even
I
better.
about the failing out.
But
All right, so Chaz, let's get into this beer.
Yeah.
Because we're drinking it. We like to hear a little bit about it, and then we can score it when you leave and give you a terrible score. So tell us a little about this beer. Why Hydra? Where did it all come from? What was the whole idea behind creating this one?
Well, the beer actually came before the name. The name was just we kind of had a West Coast in the tank, and I forgot about it. So we threw. We're like, hey, let's just pick a mythological creature and throw it on there. So there was really no correlation between the name and the beer on this one.
I love it.
But this was the first West Coast that kind of like changed the way that we do West Coast. We introduced some crystal wheat to give it a lighter body. It's kind of more of an old school way of doing it. And then we added I'm looking down on my cheat sheet, the Dorado Incognito. I love Incog. It's a cheaper and honestly better way to hop beers. And we added that during the Whirlpool to give it the fruity flavor. And then the Cascade and Centennial. Those are the two of the 3 C's that we talked about. Those were all dry hop additions. And a little bit of Centennial to bitter it.
Yep.
It was just well-rounded, real clear, light, full of flavor, light body.
Yeah, I was going to say it's light's a great term for it because every time you think about a West Coast, you really think about like you're going to
punch you in the face.
Yeah, you're going to get punched by pine. You're going to get punched by all these
kind of West Coast, yeah.
yeah. But this is really smooth.
I love the direction that West Coast are going in with the lighter body, full flavor, slight malty background. Yeah, loving them.
Yeah, like going back to like the OG West Coast versus
Right.
it's like let's just see
how many IPAs we can throw in it. Yeah,
yep, exactly. Yeah,
I love fish head, but come on, guys.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah, but no, this is a really well done. It's really well balanced.
Which is
really
and now that I know you guys are heavy in the fruited sour game, what variation of a West Coast did you guys get to this one with? Like, have you made, in the 4 years or so, have you made multiple West Coasts and this is kind of what it's evolved to? Was this your first swing at it?
So that was actually our new head brewer, or now our old head brewer's first West Coast with us. I never really brewed a lot of IPAs when I was brewing.
Yep.
Except for our big West Coast, the Wild Man Uncle, which is coming back pretty soon. But yeah, I just did hazies and caught onto that wave when I was brewing. And then, we just did this West Coast. He wanted to add the crystal wheat to change it up, and he improved my West Coast recipe. And now we're here. We didn't really do a lot of Westies before that.
Yeah, interesting. I like it, though. I agree with you. I like the way that the West Coast is starting to evolve into a little bit of a different beer, but still staying true to its real roots.
Yeah.
And
It's had a lot of the innovations of dry hop additions that were kind of learned in the East Coast way of doing it and kind of combining it with the West Coast.
Both coasts.
And and like you said, the Incognitos as well.
It's a game changer.
Yeah, goes a long ways, and much better way to hop things.
Oh yeah, and it's a lot cheaper, which I love.
Again, it appeals to the business in you and the beer in you, which is great. I love it.
Awesome.
So tell us, do you guys have anything big coming up at the brewery? You got something fun going on? Which, if your anniversary fell during the Untapped Festival, you should have an anniversary coming up here soon.
Yeah, June 17th this year.
Nice.
So my birthday is actually June 21st, and we opened in March. So I was like, you know what? Let's plan a party and let's put it the weekend of my birthday.
Nice.
So every year, Mr. Ego has a birthday party and anniversary party, the same 4-day span.
Very cool.
I have a really good reggae band from North Carolina called the Sons of Paradise. They're back to play. And actually, my cousin just started a pop punk band, and they're opening. So we're really excited about that.
Sold.
That is very exciting.
They're surprisingly good.
Please make sure you post that on your Instagram so that I can find that because I'm interested.
They're actually out of Virginia, so we're not here.
Nice. Nice.
But we do smaller events in Zebulon all the time, like murder mystery parties and beer dinners, kind of like more intimate events.
Yeah.
Cedar Point, we have a stage in the backyard. We're actually putting in a volleyball court this weekend, so it's a more of a beachy theme, tiki bar kind of fun atmosphere. And we also have guest beers on tap all the time. It's not just us down there.
Interesting. Yeah, on the beach section of things, you kind of somewhat of a necessity, I would think, to keep other options in there.
Yeah, and there's a lot of great breweries out by us out there, and we just want to share the love because the good people make beer.
I love it.
It's one of the things we love about the beer community is all the shared love between them all.
Oh yeah, it's collaboration.
Collaboration. That's a great term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I may steal that one.
I came up with that.
All right,
Tiffany's really wrote down a lot of your stuff already. I apologize.
Yeah.
I told you can have all of it. It's fine.
Well, good, because we've copyrighted everything.
Oh, good.
We don't own it.
That would actually be a good name for a beer that you collaborate on with someone else. Just thinking.
What was that?
You could collaborate on a beer with a brewery and call it that. It's a good one.
Collaboration. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Great idea. Well, we'll be down next month. We'll start shopping a collaboration. No.
We are award-winning collaborators.
Whoa.
We're an award-winning brewery, so
if you combine our powers together, we might never be stopped.
Right.
yeah.
It could be the mythic creature of Two Beer Tiffany.
Could you even imagine? Gosh.
All right. Well, Chaz, I know you got to run, buddy. I really appreciate you stopping by.
Yes.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And we'll look forward. Tiffany and I aren't far from where you're at, and she's already put a lot of y'all's information down on our to-do list next time we're down that way. So
yeah, just shoot me an email when you guys are coming down, and I'll swing by.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, really, in all honesty, though, I got to meet your dad too. So
Mr. Squatch.
Mr. Squatch himself.
I'm boosting his ego on YouTube.
Well, I love it. Chaz, again, thanks, man. Have a good rest of your night, and we'll look forward to seeing you here soon, bud.
Awesome. I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, man. Cheers.
Right. Cheers.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Yeah, I
also
love
just
it.
love that his name is Chaz.
Do you?
It's like the coolest name ever.
Really?
Yeah.
I only know one other person named Chaz.
I don't know anybody named Chaz.
Well, now
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah, well, now you too. Yeah.
Yeah, now I do. I
Well,
know
now it's original. I mean,
I just think it's like, I don't know. It's kind of like Thor.
okay.
Like it's just a name you don't hear very often. You're like, that's pretty cool.
Let's talk about this beer. All right. So again, this is the portion of the show where we're going to review the beer. Tonight we are doing Hydra, which is from Mythic Brewing out of North Carolina, Rocky Mount, and a couple other locations as well. It's a West Coast. And we do use Untapped to check in all of our beers. So it's 1 to 5 bottle caps. 5 being like, holy crap, this is amazing. 1 being like, good Lord.
I don't even like
believe I
IPAs.
drank
Why
this.
did I purchase this?
Right.
Yeah.
So if you go down to the About section, you can actually find all of our individual Untaps as well as the show Untapped. Make sure you follow along there so you can track all the beers we've had. You can track all the beers we drink individually and where we're drinking. It's a lot of fun. So let's talk about this beer.
Okay.
Now that's everybody's cue to start talking about the beer.
It's a beer.
Who wants to go first?
Wow.
I can go. All right. So West Coast, we talked with him about kind of the build for it and how it's going to be a little more of like that traditional, not quite punchy in the face piney, but definitely like a well-rounded hopped beer. I think that it's extremely smooth, and I mean, I think it's really well balanced for a West Coast IPA. This is exactly what I'd be looking for, of something that I can definitely drink without getting that like hop burn. So this is a 4.25 for me.
Interesting.
All right.
Yeah. I'm going to go Gabriel in this one. It needs a few more spruce tips. But other than that, no. Yeah, no, I dig the beer as well. I think it's a really pretty color.
Mhm.
It is well-rounded enough that it takes off a little bit of the front end bite off of it, which for me personally, I like the front end bite on it. So that doesn't bother me. But from a West Coast standpoint, it does kind of clean it up a little bit and makes it a little more drinkable without having just one and then going, to a really light beer because you got hot burned.
Yep.
So I dig it. I don't know if it's quite a 4.25, but I am comfortable with a 4 for me.
What would you say is the most well-known West Coast IPA? Just so people can kind of think about what that is.
Ooh.
Like
Wait,
a
so
mass-produced West Coast IPA.
Hold on, I know this.
Yeah, color's great. It's bitter enough, but not overpowering. A little malty. Correct. 4.25 for Vero. Yeah, put me on the spot like that.
I didn't think that would be a hard question. I thought this would be kind of like a
No, from like a mass-produced version. No, I'm not sure. I mean,
like there's no mass-produced West Coast IPAs.
No,
there you go. No, Scott's right. Stone IPA.
Yeah, Stone. I was gonna say.
Thank you, Scott.
I was thinking of Sculpin IPA.
Sculpin is another
which is
from
Ballast.
Ballast Point.
Yeah.
But that one's got
Lunch.
blood orange in it or something.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it does.
Also Union Jack IPA
That one's pretty prevalent.
is pretty prevalent. And then I'm looking at a list of things.
Yeah, those are plenty.
Yeah.
It's all right. Yeah. No, it's just I was trying to think about. I think my idea of what a West Coast IPA was versus now what it is. I'm going, oh wait, do I not know what a West Coast IPA is? Because it's just like, and this is a West Coast style IPA, which I also is that because they make it on the East Coast, so they have to call it a style? Is that?
I think that's a portion of it, but they also changed one of the 3 C's.
So then it's not a West Coast.
No, not
it is.
necessarily. I
Still-
mean, you can make a West Coast, but historically, a West Coast is going to have those three hops in them.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I mean, either way, it's a good beer.
Yeah,
that's for sure. I think in my head, I expected more. I expected it to be bitter, like more. I like the bite as well, and
right.
I feel like most of the times when I do drink a West Coast IPA, that's what I get, and I kind of like it. I feel like it's kind of the IPA that you drink when you want something a little harsher. It's like for the true IPA person.
Sure.
And that's the way my brain thinks of it. So this is a little smoother than what I'm expecting. It is easier to drink, which is nice, but it's just not what I was expecting. But it's delicious. And I have no complaints about it. And I would definitely have another one. So I'm going with a 4 as well. I just think it's a solid 4.
Nice.
So that means for show score for Hydra from Mythic Brewing, show score is 4.
Not
Good
too
score.
shabby.
Yeah.
Would have been in the high 4s if it had more spruce tips, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Well, unless it wasn't spruce tippy enough, and then
Wow, yeah, that's true.
it's coming right back down.
Ugh. Oh no, it's going right back up. Okay, I see what you're saying.
All right. So now we're going to go to the portion of the show every brewer loves. We're going to find out whether or not other people think the same thing that we do about this beer by going into Untapped and looking at some scores. This is always an exciting portion of the show. Let's find out if other people feel the same way that we do.
All right, so West Coast resinous, citrusy, dry, bitter, more classic than a 69 Mustang. Which is interesting to me too, though, because again, I don't think it's like the classic variation of a West Coast. I think this is an updated version of it.
Yeah.
But still, Javier loved it.
Yeah. If Javier loves it, I love it.
I love it. Beer is also Javier's friend, but yet I am not friends with Javier, which seems odd.
Valid.
Well, it doesn't say Daniel is my friend. So.
Oh, I get that a lot. A simple, malty, yummy West Coast. Good job, Mythic. Lots of hops. Love the 3 C's. However, there's a 3rd C not in there. So we went through all that. Good job. Lots of hops. Love the 3.5.
Yeah, that is a strange score, and I also love when people are like, "Good job, Mythic, great job!" Like
yeah, I know. We have 3 in tap rooms, guy. I know we're doing a good job.
Yeah, someone tells me Gil over here doesn't know how to brew a beer.
Oh, 100%.
We got how many friends he had to prove that he drinks beer. Too.
Correct. He
He's
even
gonna tag
gave
every
one of them an award.
Yeah, he's also in his house. Just tagging friends. No one's there, but he's
However,
tagging.
though, he earned the to-go level 99 beer badge. So what's
It's a lot of
That's
canned beers.
500 canned beers in some.
This guy drinks alone.
Yes, he
All
does.
right.
Old style IPA. Sorry, you can go ahead, Phil. You can read it.
No, I was only reading the beginning because I thought that was
Oh.
interesting.
Actually, this is my favorite one. I'm going to read it.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
Old style IPA. Quite bitter, though. Clear and crisp.
Good old
I assume he was going for clean, but clear and crisp. Not my favorite style, so I'm going to give it 2 and
7.5.
3/4 stars. Now, this is what we just talked about on the show, or we talked about prior to the show with Chaz. Why did you get a West Coast fucking IPA if it's not your style? You know what you're getting.
It does say not my favorite style. We all drink beers that are not always our favorite style.
Yeah, but then don't rate it if it's not your favorite style.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know how Larry Dippo rates his.
I give you a hint. With a name like Dippo, I know exactly how he rates his beer.
Yeah. Also concerned about Larry's other thing, but I mean, it is an interesting thing that we talk about how you rate. Do you rate based off how you? I mean, if Larry rates it off how much he likes it, then the 3 is what he's giving it. Like that's
sure.
And once again, Untapped, I know you're one of the 7 people watching right now.
Oh, 100%.
Please make a professional score and a public score. I think it's highly needed.
Correct. Also, again, Phil, I think this is the first time you've ever agreed with someone who would like to keep the Cleveland Indians logo versus the Guardians after it's already been changed. He just checked this in February last month, and he's like, I'm staying with Cleveland Indian guy.
Tells me everything I need to know about Dippo over here.
Correct. But also, interesting fact, outside of this person's Untapped, sort of, Bon Vivant is actually where I got this beer as well.
Oh, maybe you know Dippo. You should walk in there every now and then and be like,
well,
Dippo?
Phil, we bought beer there. Remember the little like house that just had like the step-in left side beer closet?
I mean, this sounds like everywhere I go when I visit you.
God damn it. I know. We were probably drinking.
Yeah.
But no, it's a great little place, and the husband and wife that own it, they have a huge wine selection, but then the husband's a big beer guy, and he was like, well, I just want at least a beer closet or something, but if it's distributed in Virginia, he'll find it for you. You can go ask him, like, if it's allowed to come over state lines, he'll go find it. Like, it's a killer.
The widest selection of beers.
I wouldn't go that far.
I think in the local area, there's a lot that he's got in there.
Oh, in Smithfield, he definitely has the widest selection of beers, but it's Smithfield. They're known for the ham.
You guys can debate this after the show.
Oh, no, we're going to spend the next 10 minutes talking about Smithfield ham.
All right.
All right.
We've reached our final destination.
Don't we have one more thing left to do?
Yeah, the final one.
What is it? This is the portion of the show that I generally forget about. Now, this is the portion where we're going to take a second just to reflect on something that we wish was actually beer versus what it really is. So if you're in the comment section, make sure you give us your wish you were beer so we can see that as well. Mine's really easy this month, so I'll go first because I actually did remember it this week. But
okay,
I just wish that March Madness was beer because then I could have March Madness every month because we're coming up on college basketball tournament season.
I'm going to interrupt you for a second. If you had March Madness every month, it wouldn't be madness. It'd just be...
Oh, it would be madness, sir. These aren't paid athletes. They play for the love of the game.
Sort of.
I mean, there's the NIL deals now. I know, it's getting convoluted and muddy, but still.
But you literally wish you had tournament basketball every month of the year.
Every fucking month. Because literally I would watch 100 college basketball games a day. I'd listen to it on the radio. It's my jam.
Daniel just loves staying home watching young guys. He doesn't want to watch old guys. He wants to watch.
I don't want to watch people get paid for it. I want to watch amateurs, young people, I want the gritty, real footage of college basketball. Not.
Sorry, I had to interrupt. I had to.
No, I can't wait for yours to come around.
Yeah,
what do you got, Tiffany?
Interrupt.
I wish coughing was beer because I've been doing this for a very long time, and it would have been great just to have a beer instead.
Nice.
Cough flavored beer. Mm-hmm.
No, not cough flavored beer. Just instead of coughing,
right,
have a beer.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd be drunk as fuck
from the coughing, but
no, from the beer.
Oh, okay.
Because I cough
right,
so
yeah,
much.
Okay.
If I replaced it,
okay.
Yeah.
Ipso facto.
Yep.
Yeah, I got you.
All right. I wish, and I brought this up earlier, I wish the Heineken Regatta here was beer because it's a crazy party here on this island for the next 4 days. I somehow tricked someone into giving me a media pass. So today I had to go to like the press conference and like sit there with like a notepad and go, as if some guy was like, "What are you writing for?" I was like, "Oh, it's really high secret stuff."
Yeah.
you could have said it was our beer show.
I wore the shirt.
Okay.
So, but I wish it was beer because 4 days of drinking beer, being on a boat, that just sounds fantastic.
Gold.
And I am going out on a boat tomorrow morning. I got a boat media pass, which means I get to go out on a boat and watch the race.
God.
And apparently, I guess I got to take photos or something. I don't know. There's probably a rule in there somewhere. But
yeah, you got to do some work. Like you can't just jerk off the whole time.
Just show up in a Speedo and just lay out in the sun all day.
Yeah, I love it. That's fantastic.
But I'll wear a Wish Your Beer show shirt tomorrow.
I'll get you a Wish You Were Beer Speedo. I forgot all about this event, and I apologize. That's on me.
Yeah. We were gonna have it special ordered.
True story. Well, they don't make them that small, so you have to special order.
Right, special order it.
It's true.
I wish Untapped beer reviews were beers. When I didn't like them, I could pour them down the drain.
That's from Scott.
Yeah, Scott.
Okay.
Vero. I wish Inflated Egos were beer. I'd be working in a brewery today instead of the UN.
Very true.
Valid.
Very true.
There's no egos in the brewery world.
I wish Anxiety was beer. Then I'd have enough for the rest of my life. I see you, sir.
I feel seen. Phil is the Lonely Island. Agreed.
Yeah.
On a
enjoy
boat.
Scott. Thank you, Scott.
Yeah.
Yes, and please do wear an old fedora with a press tag stuck in it. True story.
Yeah.
And if you could also get a couple of Jim Henson's Muppets to follow along with you in smashing outfits. Excuse me.
That'd be amazing. We really need to plan ahead next time.
Yeah, we've really fucked up.
You didn't even let me know this was happening. So
I didn't even know it was happening until yesterday.
I could have sent you a small Speedo, a fedora with a press tag in it, and a Muppet puppet. So you could have two interviewers talking to people. You're in a Speedo with a Kermit the Frog puppet.
This all sounds right.
God.
Yeah.
This is what acid is like.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just Phil in a Speedo talking to me with a Kermit puppet. And I get scared.
That's my dream.
Oh, yeah. Oh, trust me. It is one of my many dreams.
Yeah.
You wake up and you're in a pool of sweat, but it's sticky.
Oh, it's not sweat.
It's pee.
We're doing a beer next week. Do you guys know which beer we're doing next week?
Oh, God, no. I have no idea.
It's one of the ones behind you.
It's one of the ones behind you, right?
It is. And I believe it's Back Home Beer, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
I'm sure Vera will tell us. I'm going to look at the website real quick. Yep. All right. So next week we are doing Back Home Beer. And this one it's the day after International Women's Day. And this is a female run and owned brewery.
Cool.
So that should be really cool. There's a lot more to the story of this beer, which we'll definitely get into. It's got a cool story. I don't want to say the story now because I'll butcher it, and then it won't be the real story.
Fair.
But I remember the story being very, very cool, and it should be fun.
I love
it. So make sure to do your own research and find a beer that is either brewed by women or a women-owned brewery and bring it to the show.
Yeah.
Tell us what you're drinking. If it has a story, share it.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
And if you can find Talea, we did them.
Yep.
It's a good one.
True story.
Unfortunately, there's not a lot. So that is unfortunate.
So be
Yes.
best. Do better.
Yeah. I'm trying. We'll see.
I got excited, Tiffany, because I thought you were closing out the show. And I got really excited about it.
It's.
Oh, I mean, I can, but
But
I don't know if we have enough time.
yeah, we're 10 minutes earlier than usual tonight.
All right, we should
have
keep.
time.
We should keep the show to 50 minutes. That felt right, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Daniel just needs to pee again.
No. I got time. You gonna close this out, or
I'm
we're
sorry.
just gonna go with?
I was
hard
reading
silence?
Dave's thing. The train beer.
Yeah.
Train beers are fun. Okay, so obviously we're going to do a beer next week. Make sure again that you are aligning it to International Women's Day. It's a big deal. Thank you for joining us, all 5 of you who are still here, and the thousands of you that are going to watch this afterwards. I really appreciate it. Make sure to check out our website, www.wishyouwerebeershow.com. We also have an Instagram. We have a Twitter, a TikTok.
We're almost at 100 followers on TikTok.
Yeah. Get out of here.
That's a lot.
That's right where we start
Just
getting paid.
about when it gets shut down for good.
Correct.
So make sure to follow us on Twitter because that's Daniel's jam. I think that's all that we need to talk about, right?
Yeah. Thanks for Chaz for stopping by.
Oh yeah, thanks Chaz for stopping by from Mythic Brewing.
Mhm.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with all of your friends, and even then some, like the people on the train with you, coworkers. Everyone loves it, and that's it. I need a script, man.
Nailed it.
Nailed it every time.